Hi, I'm Andy the Audiobook Narrator, and welcome to this video, which is step 3 in my 6 Steps to Successful Audiobook Narration series. Step 3 being review your recording. Now, in case you missed them, step 1 was read the book, and step 2 was narrate and record. So if you haven't yet watched those 2 videos, I'd recommend that you do so before you watch this one, so that everything falls into sequence. So, in this video, I'll tell you about step 3 in the 6-step process, which, as I said, is review your recording. And this is something I do immediately I have finished my recording of the chapter or section of the book I was narrating on the day. So I'm still in the studio and in front of the mic, and what better time to listen back to the recording and make any amendments that I find are necessary. Now, this is not editing the recording, which is step 4 in the process. I do that back in my office on my desktop PC. And by reviewing now, I'm unlikely to find any reason to get back in front of the microphone during the editing phase. So, what does reviewing involve? Well, I listen to what I have recorded, and I check it against the manuscript carefully to make sure that it is word for word accurate. Almost invariably I find something I have misread, or I might find something else like a distortion in the recording, perhaps some static, for example. Or maybe I didn't read a sentence with the right emphasis, or didn't quite get a character's voice right. Whatever, this is the chance to repair those issues before I get into the office to edit the recording, which you'll find about in the next video after this one, which will be step 4. So, now I'm going to play back the recording that I made in my previous step 2 video, checking it against the manuscript as I go. This was a short section from Fresh Eggs and Dog Beds, Book 1, Living the Dream in Rural Ireland, written by the incomparable Nick Albert. Right, so the first thing I'll do is open Audacity. Here it is. There, okay, and I shall remove the launch screen. Okay, now I need to upload the recording that I want to review. So I click on File, Open, and that's the recording there. That's the file I want. So I highlight it and click Open, and here it is. Let's expand the size of the WAV files so that you can see them a little bit better. Right, and I've got my manuscript in front of me. So, let's play. Joanne laughed. Have you decided where you want to move to? Right, immediately I found something that I'd like to change because Joanne said, or it said rather, Joanne laughed, but she didn't really, so let's re-record that short line and replace it with a new one. So, to re-record, I'm going to open a new mono track by clicking on Track and New. There's Track, Add New, and the new mono track appears underneath like so. Next, I'm going to mute the original track by clicking the mute button just there to the left of the track. And as you can see, the WAV files are now grayed out. Okay, and now I'm going to re-record the line. So I'll place my cursor at the beginning there, which is just under the piece that we want to replace. That's the piece that's going to be replaced, just there. So my cursor is on the new track below. Let's record. So I start recording by clicking the red record button. Joanne laughed. Have you decided where you want to move to? Okay, and I click the stop button, which is the square button there, to stop that bit of recording. Okay, so now what I want to do is cut and paste this new piece into where the original piece was, which is just there like so. But first let's just play the new line back just to make sure it sounds okay. Joanne laughed. Have you decided where you want to move to? Yes, that's better. Don't worry about those lumping noises of the mouse and the keyboard or whatever they may be, because those will be removed when we get to the editing process, which is step 4, which you'll find in the next video. Okay, so the replacement track is fine. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to click the cut button, which is the little scissors at the top here. And I'm going to highlight the bit I want to replace and click the paste button. And there it is. So let's remove the new track. We don't need that for the moment. And unmute the original track. And let's play by clicking the green arrow button. And we'll hear the replacement track and continue to hear the rest of the track. Joanne laughed. Have you decided where you want to move to? Not yet. We've done a little speculative window shopping, but nothing serious, I said. It's a tough decision. Yesterday we tried using an atlas and a pin. That sounds like Mummy's idea. It was a bit of fun, but you're right, I admitted. Okay, now I've noticed something there. Nick said it was a bit of fun, but he actually said, according to the manuscript, or should have said, it was only a bit of fun. So I'm just highlighting that piece because I'm going to replace that. So again, it's track, add new. We get a new mono track, and you can see the little area that I want to record in is highlighted below because I highlighted the bit at the top that I want to replace. So I put my cursor down below. I'm going to mute the original track again, and I'm now going to re-record the line so that it includes the additional word only. It was only a bit of fun. So I clicked the stop button to stop the recording. Let's just take out a little bit of the extra silence there after the line. So I'm going to cut this line, similar to before really, as we did just a moment ago. So I'll click the cut button and paste into the slot. There it is. That's the new little section. And let's get rid of the extra track again. Let's unmute the original track and let's carry on reviewing. That sounds like Mummy's idea. It was only a bit of fun, but you're right, I admitted. How did it go? Okay, that pause is a little bit long, so I'm just going to take a little piece out there. I don't really need to do that now, if I'm perfectly honest. That could be done at the editing process later when I get back in the office, but while it's there I might as well just do it. So I've highlighted a little piece of the pause in between, and I'm just going to press the delete key on my keyboard, and there it's gone. So let's carry on. It was only a bit of fun, but you're right, I admitted. How did it go? Joanne asked. Not well, I said. First she stuck the pin in my thumb. Accidentally, of course. I'm not convinced, I joked. Then she hit the North Sea and a service station on the M1 motorway. Okay, so I've now reviewed and amended where necessary. So what I'm going to do now is just save the file onto a flash drive so that I can take it back to my office and edit it back in the office. So let's assume that this is the whole recording for a chapter or whatever. This one's obviously very short. They would generally be quite a bit longer, but I'm going to save this file now, and to do that I click on File, and rather than save project, which would simply save the file into the Audacity program, excuse me, I want to export audio. So I click Export Audio, and I want to browse the computer and save it onto my flash drive. And I've called it Step 2 Narration. That'll do. But I'm going to just call it Step 2 Narration Raw. It's a raw file. That means it's unedited. So that identifies it from a mastered file later. So when I've edited and mastered the file, which you'll see in later videos, I will then save it again and change the name to Step 2 Narration Mastered in this example. Okay, so I click the Save button, and there we go. It's done. It's reviewed, amended in 3 places, and ready to edit. Okay, so there we have it. I'm now ready to take my recording over to my office for editing. And as I said earlier, that will be the subject of the next video in this series, editing your recording, which will be step 4 in the 6-step process. I hope you found this video enjoyable and helpful, and if so, do remember to click the like button, that's the thumbs up symbol. And if you haven't already done so, click the subscribe button followed by the bell symbol so that you get notified when I release the next video in this series, as well as other videos. And if you have any questions at all arising from any of my videos, do feel free to post them up in the comments below. So, thanks for watching, and see me next time. Bye for now.